I call it the Suzuki Hayabusa. New to me, but still my very first sport bike I've ever bought. I came from a Yamaha Roadstar 1700, big old cruiser bike, comfortable with the saddlebags and the head unit and all that. Very comfortable. I rode that for about 6 months, and then I jumped up to one of these. I remember whenever I first got on the Yamaha, the Roadstar, I remember thinking it was the fastest thing in the world. I didn't think that a sport bike, something like this, shit. That's awesome, man. Love it when people stop directly in front of me in a fucking curve. That's tight. That really broke my train of thought. But no, I remember thinking nothing could be faster. A sport bike couldn't be substantially faster than the Yamaha, you know, but that was ignorant. If I'm in 5th gear on the Yamaha and I crank down on it, it'll putter. You know, 5th gear going 30, it'll putter. Like, it struggles to get going. But this, I can be in 6th gear going 30, and there's power at every single range. Another thing, whenever I bought this, being as new as it was to me, never having experienced, having no real miles on a sport bike, I had to put about 600-700 miles on it in rain mode, just because I didn't want to break my head off. Aggressively driving like that when I first got this. Hell no. It took me over a week to get somewhat confidence up, and that was even in rain mode, which is about 50% power reduction with included increased throttle dampening. And then after about, you know, 500-600 miles of that, then I stepped it up to Road B, where it's reduced throttle from about 5,000 RPM or less, and then it picks up above that. And then once I got to the hang of that, being able to take corners and then come out of it and give it throttle without killing myself, then I jumped it up to mode A, which is no restrictions, all power. If you did stumble upon this video, I don't know how, because this will be my first upload. I'm definitely not in the algorithm. But if you're on the fence about, hey, I kind of want to buy a sport bike, I'm thinking about a Hayabusa, you know you better than other people know you. If you have no self-control, like if for some reason you just want to buy a sport bike that is absurdly quick and you just want to dump the throttle, that is on you. I don't think you should do it. But if you have some sense of control and you would like to ride more than you want to wreck, then my advice is to definitely get it. Because if I can get this thing and have the control necessary to go slow and get my confidence up, granted I'm not a MotoGP rider, I'm not taking corners in excess of 100 miles an hour. I don't even want to go 100 miles an hour. I just think it's enjoyable to go fast, 0 to 60. But if you're on the fence about, should I get one? Definitely get it. This is hands down the best thing I've ever purchased for myself. I love this thing. Whenever I'm not riding it, I think think about riding it, and whenever I am riding it, I'm happy. And another thing I want to clarify is that no, this is not as fast as a 1000cc bike. Those bikes have just as much horsepower, but they weigh a couple 100 pounds less. If you want absolute speed, this bike is incredibly fast. There's no denying that. Whenever you compare it to everything on the market, it is not as fast as other things, but that's not how I gauge things that I want to get for myself. I don't need the best of the best. I want the things that I enjoy. I didn't know if they were going to come out, but I had shifted to the right-hand side of the lane, and I was ready to go into the shoulder in case they had. That's something. Yo. That's something you'll develop as I think something just hit the highway. Maybe I was imagining it, but it looked like something hit the highway and made a spark or something. But yeah, you'll develop that sense of your surroundings as time goes by, the longer you ride. You have to be a little more aware of it being on a sport bike like this, just because it's not as forgiving as a cruiser. Like I can start off in first gear and just crank on it all the way and bring it up into the red line of every single gear, and I'm doing, like, it just sounds louder than it is going fast, just because it's a cruiser. Like if you're going 80 and it sounds like you're zooming down the highway, but you're really not. This is not forgiving. I'm 6 foot tall, big back status, and this thing scoots. Never be capable of that, and it only gets more if you start dropping gears. But I tell you what, it is amazing. I love it. Yeah, I want to go ahead and upload this as my first video, just because I'm going to be going back to work in a couple days. I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks, and I want to get something out there. And I have to put something out. Granted, it's not going to be an amazing video. I don't have any real editing skills. This will be the first time I've ever tested my hand with it. I don't have the money to pay someone to edit videos for me. But that's fine. But I feel like a lot of times people want to try something new. They'll overthink it to the point to where it causes them to have no momentum, and they'll just stay stagnant or never even attempt to do something that they think they'll enjoy. And I refuse to let myself do that. So a trade-off to that is I'm going to have to put some videos out in the beginning that are just mediocre at best. But that's okay. I've never once said that I'm an amazing editor or anything like that. So much fun. I do it all the time and it never gets old. The other day I looked up what these bikes are capable of, 0 to 60, and it's under 3 seconds. Granted, I'm not going to be able to achieve that. These bikes, these Gen 2s, have no traction control. And people that are capable of those times are much higher skill level than I do on these. But the main thing is these bikes are capable of that. To go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds is absolutely unreal. You're never truly gonna know until you get on one of these things and feel it. It's crazy. It feels like the bike tries to just get out and leave you, but you have to hold on, but you have to do it in a way to where whenever it goes, you're not pulling on your throttle any further, creating that crazy loop of making danger.